Coming up next on The Daily, David Beckham gets an Olympic look, the U.S. women find out their opponents, and we'll go around the league with some news and notes. Welcome to The Daily for Tuesday, April 24th with Simon Borg. I'm Jason Saghini. We're going to start with the news that Great Britain Olympic manager Stuart Pearce is headed out to LA to get a look at David Beckham, who many say could become the captain of the Great Britain Olympic team.
Okay, Stuart Pearce, we get it. You're coming to LA to check on David Beckham's form. We've seen the list that he has been working with. They've been paring down a list of players. It was at 181 at some point. David Beckham is going to be on this Great Britain squad, and he's going to be the captain.
All right, we found out who Great Britain will play at the Olympics: Senegal, Uruguay, and the United Arab Emirates. We also found out yesterday who the U.S. women will be taking on.
It's never easy at the Olympics, Jason. They have a tough group: France, North Korea, and Colombia. France gave them fits in the last World Cup, the way that style on the ground that France likes to play. North Korea athletically can stay with the U.S., so those are the two danger ones. But even Colombia, I think, maybe can give issues to the U.S., so a dangerous draw.
All right, remember that the top two third-place teams go through, so there are a lot of chances for the U.S. to advance there. One more note about the U.S. national team, this on the men's side. The U.S. men potentially have a friendly in the making with Russia coming up in November.
Why not? Another barrier to break, Jason. There's talk of Russia coming to the United States. U.S. has never defeated Russia in the 4 games they've played all time. Last time they played them back in 2000. They say a warm weather climate in the U.S. for this game. We'll see. I would have liked to see this kind of game maybe held in a Portland, but you got to figure maybe a Florida locale is going to be there for this one.
All right, yeah, let us know where you think that friendly should be. You can let us know in the comment section below. Moving on, we're going to take a look around MLS at some news and notes, starting in Dallas. Remember, Dallas plays Real Salt Lake on Wednesday night. They were hoping to get Jackson back, but it looks like he will not be back in time.
He is sitting in Brazil right now, waiting for the mailman to come by with his passport. So he got his visa. He's just waiting for them to return his passport, and they do it by mail. So it's just a matter of time. Now, if he doesn't make it back for Wednesday, it's a big day for Bobby Warshaw, potentially, because if Jackson comes back, you think his spot in center midfield is at risk here. So he needs to have a big performance on Wednesday night against Salt Lake.
Another guy who could be coming back is Tristan Bowen. Remember, he was the first ever homegrown signing in MLS for the LA Galaxy. Now he's a member of Chivas USA, but he's been on loan over in the second division in Belgium. The loan coming to an end soon. Simon, do you expect him back in MLS?
The report from ESPNLosAngeles.com says that the Chivas USA could bring him back as early as June 27th when the international transfer window reopens. I think he could make a good addition to the squad. He hasn't scored that many goals in Belgium's second division, so they're going to go take a look and see what condition he's in, possibly loan him out again. But if they were to bring him back and he's the same Tristan Bowen we do remember, power, speed, that's an element they could use here because they have obviously Juan Pablo Angel, Alejandro Moreno. He brings a dynamic element that I think could be useful.
I think they'd want him to be better than he was before. All right, one more guy that we have to mention, another forward, this time headed to Portland, Mike Fucito. We had him on Extra Time Radio yesterday. This is interesting because it's the first time in the MLS era for Seattle and Portland that players have switched teams.
And he admits that he heard rumblings, Mike Fucito did, of Portland fans who weren't exactly thrilled that the one-time Seattle Sounders fan favorite is now in a Portland Timbers uniform. But that's not even the most interesting story. That's coming out of Seattle, where Sigi Schmidt says that they actually attempted to reacquire Mike Fucito from Montreal, but they couldn't come to an agreement, and Sigi Schmidt cracking that the Portland Timbers jersey will be itching him soon enough.
All right, well, you can get Extra Time Radio on iTunes or Buzzsprout. You can also hear it on MLSsoccer.com/extratime. Want to remind everybody that we also had Frank Yallop of the San Jose Earthquakes, the first place San Jose Earthquakes on that show, so don't miss it. Couple of reminders before we go today. Power rankings come out today, as does the team of the week. But Simon, the big hit is going to come when Instant Replay comes out, because I know you have a lot to talk about.
Absolutely. What I love most about Instant Replay, Jason, is that we get these new angles of the plays that caused all the debate over the weekend. We have an interesting take on the Jameson Olave, Steven Lenhart, that red card that occurred late in that game, a new angle that might shed some new evidence on this play.
All right, well, I'll also remind you that you should vote for the AT&T Goal of the Week if you haven't. You can vote again if you have. And one more thing to check out, the Opta Spotlight by Andrew Wiebe takes a look at the struggles of Toronto FC so far this season. It's very well done. I think you'll enjoy it. It's all we have for the Daily today. We'll be back tomorrow with plenty more.